Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to another edition of the Nintendo Shack. I'm your host for the day, Delvin Cox, and with me, as always, is the pride of Cleveland, my boy Donnie the Heist Priest. How you doing, bro?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm good, but my Red Bull team is not. Max has been in on the first lap. Yuki's in 16th. It's the first race Red Bull's not scored points in like 4 years.
Well, that's
it's all falling. It's all falling apart.
Just that quick.
Max is going to leave the team. Like everything is looking awful.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Pretty much.
God damn.
On the F1 front, everything is bad.
Yes.
On the world front, everything is bad.
Well, yeah.
On the home front, everything's good. I'm doing good, Delvin.
Well, 1 out of 3 is bad. Isn't bad. 1 out of 3, yes. 33%.
Listen, we don't have time to worry about everything else in the world.
Correct. If you guys were wondering, Rebecca's not here because all those jokes I made about her not liking Yarden and everybody else, apparently she just doesn't like us.
Rebecca quit the band.
She left. It's just us.
She just dropped us quick, too. This is how it starts, you know? Like, if I could rewind back. Remember when Elaine started getting flaky?
Yeah.
And then it ended? This is how it starts. You start missing one. You start missing two. You're like, they don't need me anyway.
Yeah. This is how the Beatles ended. Same thing happened with the Beatles.
It's the same thing Xbox is doing to its own fans right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they're all in,
Start handing
sometimes they're
stuff.
not.
Start handing stuff to other fans. Like,
Yeah, they got it. PlayStation got this.
they're just quiet quitting on us.
Here you go, PlayStation. You can do a better job with Hellblade than we can do. Here you go, Nintendo. Take this. You can handle this.
Here's your deluxe version.
Yeah. Yes, I agree, Counterpug. Fuck everything else because the Switch 2 is all that matters now. Yes. We are a Switch family.
Now we're starting to sound like a cult.
We are.
Cult of the Switch too. Like, listen, man.
Cult of the Switch.
I just want to play. Just let me finish the Zelda game before we blow up the world.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, let's finish some of these games before it all ends. That's all I ask.
We almost made it to GT6. Almost.
Yeah. Because, see, I don't know if they're going to allow me to take my PlayStation or Switch in heaven.
Probably not.
Maybe hell. They might be like, you can't take this. Yeah.
They got hookups. Oh, yeah. We got you covered.
Yeah, we got you covered. Then I get down there, it's fucking wrong TV. I can't hook this up anywhere. Well,
That's
know what to
hilarious.
tell you.
Oh, God. John 32, they only have Xboxes in hell. And Satan like, no, this is an Xbox.
See what happened when Rebecca doesn't show up? We just take this show off the rails.
Yeah, you knew it. You knew it. I was like, oh, Rebecca's not here, so I guess this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, this was interesting to say the least. It was like like last minute and everything. But hey,
It's too
we're
early
still rolling.
for you and I to be doing this like this.
Yeah, you got to get warmed up for that.
Yeah, it's too early in the day.
So how's your week been?
Good. On the gaming front, doing all the things. Playing Breath of the Wild still. Setting up people. Went and gathering lizards and beetles for folks yesterday and was sending those out. And I played a lot of things this week. I played, first and foremost, I'm playing Dusk again.
Good game.
It's a great game on Switch 2. If you don't have it yet, you are missing out. Really, really blows up. I mean, they've been updating that game for years, so it's got a lot of extra stuff that I don't think I messed with the first time I played it. They've got a bunch of visual presets. So one of them is like a vivid, makes everything like real, like shiny and colorful. You can make it like dark or black and white, sepia toned. Like they got all these different things, but playing it, I mean, it's fast, it's vibrant, like it's as fast, it's super fast. It's as smooth and as fast as you could ever want it, and it's a dream. Like it is great. So I've been playing that. I played more Mario Kart. Kind of playing Mario Kart in between games, like I'm like doing like a race or a cup in between games every so often. I've played all the courses, at least I think through the cups. I'm enjoying it. I love some of these new courses. Some of them really stand out. Like the Boo Cinema is incredible, and
Okay.
I didn't feel like I think more people need to make a bigger deal about that than they are. Like the new Rainbow Road is great. That Donkey Kong level is great. The Bowser level is great. Like there are some really great courses in this game that people aren't really talking about, or I'm not seeing people talk about because everybody's just talking about either what they don't like about it, or the online modes, or that free roam. That still people. That's really somewhat divisive for people. That free roam thing is.
Let me ask you a question. Because I've been wondering about this since I've been hearing about this all week. Do you think Mario Kart has gotten the realm of Madden and 2K where no matter how many increases they get and how better the game actually gets, people are not going to really acknowledge it because it's essentially the same game?
No, I don't think so. I think.
Because 2K and Madden does get better every year. But you will never hear it if you listen to 2K fans talk about it or Madden fans.
Yeah, that is because it's incremental. I mean, this is not every year, though. This is the first game they've made in 10 years. So in more ways than one, I think it's too similar. I think maybe that's a part of it.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
The game we've been waiting for a new Mario Kart for so long that even as good as this is, and I acknowledge like a lot of things that I think it does well, I'm not on board with everything it's doing. I just don't think it's different enough. And when I say that as someone who's like, I realize that there's more people on track. I realize that the tracks are bigger. Like I'm indifferent on that. I'm kind of like take it or leave it. Like I was fine with the way they were now. I'm fine with the way they are in Mario Kart World. To me, it's not making much difference. So to me, in my playtime with Mario Kart, which part of me feels like I'm not even equipped to do this. Like I wish because Rebecca's like, I've never been a person that's going to like mainline Mario Kart. They're going to play 40 straight hours of Mario. I was never that person. Like I'll play it, for like a couple hours, and then I'll play another day for a couple hours, and I'll just do that for like a couple years.
Yeah, me too. Because my whole thing is this. I just look at it like, how do you improve on Mario Kart? Like, there's only so much, because it's a racing game. It's a kart race. And it's kind of what you expect. Unless you, like, just make better tracks and add more features, not too much you really can do, I don't think, to, redefine it.
Yeah, I guess that they thought maybe that free roam was going to be that, and I think the people that really like that are latching on to that. The free roam, to me, like, it's cool. It's just not essential. Honestly, the whole game just doesn't really feel essential to me. Like, if it's kind of like it's similar to me like the new Pro Controller is. Like, you can buy the new one, and the people that have got it, play it, like, they love it. Like, they're enjoying it. But you can also just keep playing the one you already have, and, like, it's totally good enough.
Correct.
That's kind of how I feel about with Mario Kart. It's like, you can get the new one. There's a lot of people that got it, and they love it. If you already have Mario Kart 8, and you're fine still playing that, like, you can still just keep playing that. Like, there's no reason. I almost feel like they should have combined them. Like, it almost feels like you shouldn't have split it up for this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think maybe, as I said, I think maybe Rebecca would disagree, like largely disagree. So I don't even know how valid that opinion is. It just, I don't know. Like ultimately, I'm just not feeling like a huge compelling reason to like keep playing or play more modes or unlock anything. Like the free roam is optional. Like you can play it. It is fun, but you're not achieving anything. You're not progressing anything there. It's just kind of like a hangout space.
Yeah, I feel like this is a game that if you had like a lot more people to play with, like game nights and stuff like that, it probably would gravitate to us more.
But and I don't want it to sound like I'm down. Like I'm playing it.
No, you're not down on it at all.
And I'm having a really good time with it. Like I like it. I love these new courses. I think some of these new tracks are the best thing about it. And like to me, like that's the thing that sets it apart. Some of these tracks are great, and that's worth playing. But I'm not going to lie to you. when they first showed this game and they were talking about the open world stuff, I thought that was going to be more part of the gameplay loop, like the basic design of the game, and it's not. Like, you can play it, but you don't have to. And I was kind of expecting more new stuff, more new modes, like more new focus, like something. And I guess, you know what, we have the Grand Tour thing. I forget what it's called exactly. I do like that. But that kind of feels more like a battle mode. Like it's a twist on top of what we already have.
Yeah. And they can and probably will still add more stuff to the game as time goes on.
I hope so. I mean, are you sure?
I think they will.
They did the last one, right? So I guess, like, yeah, to your point, maybe they should. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, Yarden. I don't hate Mario Kart. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel very kind of at home. Like, I was never. I said this before. Like, I wasn't pre-ordering a Switch 2 just for Mario Kart. If I was, I feel like maybe you have a right to be let down. But I was never like that. Mario Kart's Mario Kart. Maybe to your point, Delvin, like you were talking about with 2K and Madden, like, to me, yeah, Mario Kart is Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like,
it's kind of how I feel. And I kind of felt like if you have a Switch, you should have Mario Kart. You know what I mean? Like, it almost should come packed in. So it's like, all right.
It does.
I got this
in the box.
Yeah, I got this because I have to have it for the system. Like, it wouldn't feel right if I did not have Mario Kart. But it wasn't the game that I was going to be like, okay, this is my reason I bought the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was Zelda. That was other things. That wasn't Mario Kart.
Yarn says if this game, if you're not playing online with friends, there's not a lot there.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, you have to have, like, a group of friends that you're going to play with and have fun with. And, you know, that's not me. I'm going to keep it 100. That's not me. But I'm still having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it.
One day when my kids want to get into Mario Kart together, we'll probably get into it. We'll have a blast playing it. But, you know, that's just...
It feels I think overall, like like I've said, I'm going to put it over one more time. I think the new track's great. I think the game generally, like, looks and plays very nicely. Like, it's very pretty. It does feel a bit safe. It's almost like Nintendo was like, we'll just make a Mario Kart and everybody will buy it because it's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it does feel a little safe.
Well, let me ask you this. I know it's early, really early. Do you think this Mario Kart will get similar sales to the last one? Not surpass, just similar.
It's on a good trajectory because it's baked into the console, right? So
yeah.
Ultimately no. Like, ultimately no, because I just think it's really hard to compare the two. One, we don't know how long this one will be on the market for, right? We don't know what they'll do to it. But the old one, you know, we're talking about a game that went from Wii U to Switch, and then it rode that Switch wave, and then it rode that COVID wave. Like, we've talked about it for years, how crazy those Mario Kart sales were. Do I expect that to continue just because it's Mario Kart? No, I don't. I think it'll sell a lot. Like, it'll definitely sell 30 million units, I think, over the Switch or more. But do I think it's going to go 67? No, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I think it'll get close. Because it's packed in, I think it'll get close. I don't know if it'll surpass it.
I just generally think, I've been saying this, I don't think like that. I think that Switch wave plus the COVID wave, I think is going to separate Switch from Switch 2. Yeah. So I don't look at Switch 2 and, like, I think I would tell everyone to be prepared for, like, softer sales across the board on Switch 2, just because I don't think it's the same thing twice. I don't think you can expect the exact same thing. Like, I've always said, I'm thinking more like a 3DS to DS type of generation.
To be fair, based off how this year has been going, there's no telling what's going to happen. It's going to boost sales in terms of it, just everything.
True. Yeah.
Like, looking at our CDC and all that stuff, like, we might be like back in the house
Kart World. If I've got a really good analogy. To me, Mario Kart World feels a lot like Mario Golf did, like some of the Mario sports games did, like the Camelot games that we just got. You know, it's like, it's good. Like, the actual playing of Mario Kart is good. Did we want like a lot more than what we got? Yeah, but the game is good. That's kind of how I'm feeling about Mario Kart World. Like it's good Mario Kart game. But coming off the last one, I think maybe at least I had bigger hopes.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this, because we didn't even talk about it yet. I don't know if people, if you don't, unless you're in the Discord, you wouldn't know this. So if anybody ordered their Switch off of Target,
That's
it
right.
was delayed. Target sent you a $50 Nintendo eShop card,
Which we both got.
which we both got. So I
My
was gonna
system
ask-
wasn't late though.
Your
My stuff was.
stuff was late, but your system
Because I had
was late.
somebody ask me, they're like, "Didn't you get all of your systems?" I was like, "I did. I think they gave me the gift card because I had an order. It was for Tears of the Kingdom. I forget what else. Tears of the Kingdom, something else, and the camera.
Yes.
And it was like 12 days late. It was so late. So I think that's why I was included.
Yeah, which is great. Like $50. What did you end up getting with your 50?
Street Fighter. I've been playing Street Fighter this week for the first time ever. Finally, after all these years, because like I remember when it was shown at Summer Games Fest or whatever, I was like, dude, this looks great. And I've just been waiting on the right discount to get in, because with Street Fighter, like they've got the DLC passes and the expansion passes. Like it's, I don't think it's a good idea to be buying Street Fighter day one, because you're just going to end up paying a lot more for the game than if you wait, a year or two.
Wait till they have the definitive edition and have everybody
Right.
in.
Like we're already seeing it now, because now is a really good time for me to buy it, because apparently we're getting like bikini DLC next week.
Let's go.
So I got to buy that too. I got to absolutely buy that. So yeah, I've been playing Street Fighter 6. I've played it, I wanted to say, for a good amount, like 5 or 6 hours already since getting the eShop card. Like I've been going through the arcade, the story mode. I've done Chun-Li, I've done Cammy, I've done Ken. I've just been kind of going through, like getting used to it. I'm playing on the modern control scheme, which I like a lot. Is that what you're using too?
Yes.
Dude, that's really cool. It makes it play like an old wrestling game.
Yeah, I like it. I like how it plays like that. Did you play the regular story mode where you have to create your character yet?
No, I wasn't messing with that. The world tour thing, whatever.
That's absurd.
I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. I didn't even connect to online for like the first 2 or 3 sessions because I didn't want to. But then I found out to get into the shop and change costumes, you have to.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, damn it. I guess I'll have to make this account.
Yeah, you do. But you could Street Fighter, you can play it offline and have a really good time with it.
Yeah,
So
but
for
you
those who
can't
don't
change
know-
the costumes.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But, like,
No, I need Chun-Li and Cammy costumes, dude. Come on.
facts.
Let's not act like we're not doing what we're doing. We're not going to do that. I'm definitely going to be buying these bikini costumes as well.
Look at G-Man. G-Man like, Cammy, Hershey's thick. You seen it, G-Man. Stop playing with us. Rebecca's not here, so we can tell the truth now. We've seen
100%.
We've seen it. We have eyes.
I'm enjoying it. I like that game a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really good. Mm-hmm. It's excellent. Very great port of Street Fighter. I'd probably say might be the place to play it at. Like, not gonna lie. Might be the place to play Street Fighter at.
Well, I think the console versions are like, they look a lot better, right?
They look better, but I think the portability of this, and it looks really good on Switch too.
It's very cozy, like just playing in handheld mode. It is very nice.
You can take it wherever you want to go. You can, and you get close to the console experience when it's docked. Like, it's good enough.
Yeah, the only thing that's really, I think, I haven't really seen them side by side. I'm going off of footage I've seen and then what I've seen from Switch 2. If I had to guess, I think the difference between like PC and PlayStation is probably the hair.
Yeah.
Like the hair on Switch 2 still kind of has like that grainy, like PS4 hair kind of look. Still looks good. But like that would probably be the first thing I'd imagine, like on PlayStation 5 probably looks a lot better.
Yeah. But that's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, nobody
In the least bit.
cares. It doesn't impact anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I went and got some stuff. I'm still buying stuff for the Switch too. I got Pizza Tower. There's a lot of great sales on Switch right now.
Yeah, there are. Oh, I was going to tell you, did you ever get this one already? Because I think when it was announced, you said you were going to get it. Did you ever get the Digimon Cyber Sleuth game?
I did not.
It's $4.99 right now.
I'm going to get it now then.
That's why I thought I would.
There's a lot of
save it
games
for
on
you.
sale, like a crazy amount.
Yeah, there's a summer sale going on right now in the eShop, and they have a lot of stuff for sale.
Like, you can get the Arkham Collection if you don't have it yet for $30. You can get Mortal
GTA's
Kombat
$24.
GTA $24. Mortal Kombat 1, I think it's like $5.
I didn't check my wish list because I didn't get any alerts. That's the thing. I think most of the games that are on sale are like games I already have.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
if
lot
you
of
wanna-
like everything Bethesda, everything Devolver, like all those games are on sale.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is on sale. Like, if you want Mortal Kombat 1, if you want to give it a shot on Switch 2, now might be the time. It's $5.
I wish they'd update that one.
I do too.
That one needs an update. I don't think they are, dude. It sounds like they've moved on.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But
none
they
of
probably
the
at
games
least
that are
run
on my
better
wish
now.
list seem to be on sale at the moment. Grid Autosport is a game I still haven't picked up yet. It's on sale for $20.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of
I'll
stuff on
wait.
sale.
Yeah,
Oh.
not for 20. I'll keep waiting.
Red Dead, if you haven't gotten Red Dead yet, it's on sale.
I was super excited because I have been itching for like one more Switch 2 game. Like I feel like I'm starting to near the end of my Breath of the Wild run. Like at this point, I can end it at any moment. Like I can just walk into the castle, complete the game, and call it a day. I'm not doing that yet because I'm still enjoying playing and getting stuff for folks. But like I feel like it's coming close. Like before Donkey Kong, I'm gonna beat Breath of the Wild and move on. So I felt like I was a game short. I was looking at Yakuza, which like I saw a secondhand copy of Yakuza hit eBay, and I was like, maybe do I do it for 30? And you were like, wait for under 30, and I was like, all right.
Oh, y'all just reminded me. Yakuza Wakami, the first one, is $11 now.
Maybe get that.
Yeah, that's a good idea to get that one.
But no, Target. Here's your gift card. Sorry it took us so long. That was a super nice thing for them to do. Something they
Great.
didn't have to do.
Not at all. Didn't expect it.
They just knew a lot of people were pissed off. And they're like, what a cool turnaround for your story about having to go back and get extras and everything. And here's a gift card. But I was like, holy crap, there's Street Fighter. Never mind. So.
Yeah. It's great. Got me a few games. Still playing Breath of the Wild. Still can't get the thing to work, but I'm like, it's fine.
What?
Still can't get my Zelda notes to work. I disconnected it, reconnected it, took my stuff out. I'm like, ugh. It's annoying, but I'm still enjoying the game. So
Only you have a problem with Zelda. I've never seen anyone else have a problem with Zelda notes.
So weird. Of course, it's so weird. I'm like, I'll just wait.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I'm still having fun with it. So it's not like it's a downer to me. It's like, all right, I'll just work without it for now till I can figure this
I'm
out.
sending people stuff. I'm sending out ancient gear, like entire ancient gear sets. Like here's your sword, shield, bow. Here's like 10 diamonds. Here's some ancient cores. Like get on your way.
Now, what it makes me have to do now is I have to look at the stuff that I already got before. Like I got to ration this stuff out. like until we fix this problem, I got to ration this stuff out and use it when I really have to. Because you don't want to
Or get some amiibo.
That's also a good idea.
Do
My son probably has some amiibo.
Do your amiibo scans.
Wow, G-Man's trying to get me to quit Zelda. No, G-Man, I'm continuing to play and I'm still enjoying the game a lot. I don't hate the game. I'm enjoying my time with Zelda.
I played yesterday's Zelda. I played it for 3 or 4 hours. Like it's so good. And yesterday, all I did was get people stuff. Like I went hunting for lizards. I went hunting for beetles. I went hunting for more Endura carrots. But like, there's the armor set in Breath of the Wild that you can get, and if you put that armor set on your horse, you can call the horse whenever you want.
Okay.
So you don't have to go to a stable to like check it out and bring it back and all that. You can just call the horse and just appears instantly. So I've really enjoyed just kind of trotting around. That was one of the things I wanted to do on this playthrough that I've never done before, is I wanted to use the horse more. Instead of flying around everywhere, I wanted to like kind of drive. I wanted to ride around. I wanted to see more of the ground, I guess.
Okay.
And I've been doing that and just kind of, still collecting Zelda memories. Like I'm still doing ancillary stuff like that, little side quests. That's what I'm doing at the moment, as I debate whether or not to keep going. Like I have divine beasts I could do. I can keep doing Lionels. Like I can just keep Lionel hunting. That's super fun. But yeah, I'm getting near the end. I think I might be 75 hours into this playthrough already, and it's like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm getting close, and it's about time.
Okay. That's good to hear. I'm still enjoying my time. Still trying to get used to the things that Breath of the Wild has, that Tears of the Kingdom don't, and likewise. Like, all right, can I combine these arrows together with this monster part to make a strong arrow? Like, nope, can't do that.
Nope.
So
I look forward to replaying Tears of the Kingdom one day. It won't be soon, but one day. Maybe next year or the year after, I'll go back to Tears of the Kingdom with Zelda Notes and give that a spin too.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same.
Because that auto build is going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still enjoying my time with Zelda a lot. I'm happy I'm playing it again. I'm enjoying it, and it's great getting the other side of the story, per se. You know, Breath of the Wild doesn't tell as much story and kind of leaves you along as Tears of the Kingdom does, but it's there.
That's the other thing I gotta do. I haven't collected all the memories yet. I might do that this week.
Okay.
I gotta go finish that up too.
But I like it a lot. That's the only thing I've really been playing on Switch. I've been playing that, and I just started playing, which is not on Switch, Death Stranding 2, which we'll talk about on PSPG.
Yeah, we can save it.
All
All right.
Let's get
So
to some of
news
these
time.
news stories.
Well, it's a shame that Rebecca's not here because I definitely was thinking that she would tell us more about this. But apparently the latest Mario Kart World update has pissed everyone off. Everyone's super mad. I don't fully understand it, but essentially my understanding is when you're playing online in a lobby full of friends, a lot of people are choosing the random course option in the course select screen because apparently the random option was resulting in a race where you did like the traditional like classic 3-lap on the same course race. And I guess they patched it to now when you get the random option, it's going back to those, well, I guess, intermission courses, the courses that are connected together, where you do like one lap on one track and then a transition lap and then a third lap on a different track, just like the game. Well, apparently that's pissed everyone off. So everyone's super mad because they don't want to do that. They want to keep racing like the same 3 laps. It is interesting that Nintendo really, that was a difference that they were making in the game. And that's not what anybody cares. Like nobody wants that. They want it back to the way that it used to be. I kind of like the intermittent tracks, to be honest with you. Because I think the point with having, I think one of the reasons people want the same traditional 3 laps is to like exploit all the shortcuts and stuff. And if you're doing the same lap, 3 times in a row, it's more like a time trial race. So there's the racing aspect, but also I think when you know how to exploit all the things, I think you want to keep doing it. I like that the every lap is different because it makes you have to be like, I feel like when I'm racing, I have to be more cognizant of all the different paths and things you can do, right? Because if somebody jumps on a power line or hits like a rooftop shortcut, they get a significant advantage of everybody else because you can't do that on the second lap, right? Because you're not going to race that lap again. So I kind of liked it, but again, I don't think I'm the voice for this. Definitely not, because I couldn't imagine caring one way or the other. To me, Mario Kart's Mario Kart. I'm going to race wherever the track goes. That's the race we're going to race.
Whatever it goes, that's where I'm going to be at. I don't be paying attention to that type of stuff. Not a big deal to me, but apparently it's a big deal to a lot of people.
It is a big deal to a lot of people. So hopefully Nintendo can make like a classic mode or something and give these people the Mario Kart experience that they want. So hopefully it'll come out one day.
Yeah.
I don't know if the patch fixed this or not, but this was kind of older in the week. Apparently people have figured out in Mario Kart you can just fly. So if you get a mushroom, a feather, and a ramp, and you line it up and execute all of that correctly, it'll just launch you into the sky indefinitely, like a rocket ship.
I like that.
But you can't steer. So you can't use this to like cheat the game in any way. You just get shot off into the atmosphere, and then that's it. So
that's not as fun. That's cool though.
Yeah. I mean, like when I saw, I was like, okay, like I guess it's cool that you can do it, but like if you can't do anything with it, what's the point? You know.
They probably should patch that and make it so you can do something with it.
Dragon Drive was dated this week, so it's $20. It will be an eShop exclusive, so a discount only $20 game, and it comes out this August.
You getting this?
Absolutely not.
No, this is not for me.
I'm generally really open to like Nintendo's like indie experimental things like Welcome Tour and stuff. I'm usually really receptive to those. From the moment I saw this game, I don't think it looks bad. I just think it looks like a game like I don't want to play.
Nothing about this game makes me want to play it.
When I see the people do the thing on their knee or the table and they're like, here's how to play, I don't want to play a game like that.
No.
You know, I feel like there's like a test that some of these motion control games need to like, before you go and make the whole game, you just need to look at what the player has to do and go, does anyone want to do that? And if the answer is no, you should abort. Like you should abort the mission.
Yes.
That's kind of how I feel about that game.
Yeah.
It's like the worst of Wii motion controls or Kinect sports.
This reminds me of that game that came out on PS5 that nobody played. What was it, like a skating game like that or something? It was something similar to this type of game.
Oh, yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if your thing is to put your foot on the board and like kick your leg, you think that's fun? Abort.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that.
No one wants to do this. This should be
Correct.
this should be the equivalent of a PlayStation Plus game. Give it to people for free. I don't want to play this.
I honestly, I wonder if they're mad that they've priced it at $20. I think they wanted to sell it for more. And then the reception when they showed it, everybody was like, nobody was like, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not buying it.
So
That one. And I buy everything. I'm like, nah.
I feel bad because it's like the wheelchair game. Like I'm totally down for like if it was like a wheelchair basketball game that you played normally, I'm here for it. I am totally down for it. It's literally the style of play. Like they were like, people will like this. Is fun. I'll tell you, it was like the rowboat. You remember when they showed you how to turn? How you have to have one and then you do the other one? It's like a rowboat. It's like nobody who wants to rowboat a video game. Nobody wants to do that.
No.
So that's exactly, that was my take, and I haven't moved off of it.
Yep. I'm cool.
But because it was dated, I thought now would be a really good time to just take an account on our roadmap ahead.
Okay.
So next month, July, we're about just a few days away, right?
2 days.
We've got Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then we also get the upgrade pack for Mario Party Jamboree. We get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. We got Shadow Labyrinth and Konami Date. There's other things coming out, but that's kind of like the highlights of the month next month.
Yeah, the big ones.
I'm getting Donkey Kong, Mario Party, and Shadow Labyrinth.
I'm getting Donkey Kong and Shadow Labyrinth.
And then I'll play Pro Skater on Game Pass. But I'll get it one day. I hope the port is good. I'll be looking at how good the port is because the early version of Tony Hawk on Switch 2 did not look great. So we'll see. And I was surprised by that too because the port of Tony Hawk on Switch 1 is really good. Like it's perfectly fine, So I was surprised when I saw that footage in the Switch 2 Direct. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's better.
In
August we get Drag Drive, Madden, and then the upgrade pack for Kirby. So I'm getting Madden and Kirby.
Yeah, I'm probably getting the same. Madden and Kirby be the ones I get.
And Kirby's an expansion, so that's brand new content for the campaign to play through. So definitely got to do that.
Yeah.
As G-Man says, July is Tuesday. Yeah, so it's just a few days away. Yeah. In September, we're supposedly getting Star Wars Outlaws, Daemon X Machina, and Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm getting Daemon X Machina.
I'm getting Star Wars Outlaws. I might try Tactics.
I'm interested to see Outlaws soon. I think we're going to get some sort of direct or like partner showcase soon because I think third parties probably have announcements they need to make.
Okay.
And then what we're waiting on. So that's our roadmap as it currently sets through August or through October. We know that there will be games dropping in November and December, probably January as well. And here's what we don't know. We don't know when Metroid Prime 4 is coming out. We don't know when Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment's coming out. Kirby Air Riders, Silk Song, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Elden Ring, the Mortal Kombat Legacy. I don't think that collection has been dated yet.
No.
Not sure on that one. So you'd think that all of those games, they're supposed to be this year. I mean, I guess one could probably slip out of the year, but we would expect most of those games to fill in those next few months.
Just to correct you, we didn't mention October.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah,
Pokemon Legends ZA, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. Boy, is that a mouthful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the correction. So,
you going to get any of those?
Definitely Pokemon. Day one on Pokemon.
I'm still on the fence about Pokemon. Maybe they can convince me that this is the one to get.
I hope it's great.
It's like, y'all done fooled me once, y'all done fooled me twice. I'm like, now I'm like, ooh.
That George Bush thing?
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on. Fool me once, can't fool me again. It's one of my favorite clips. It is one of my favorite clips on the internet because you can see it in his eyes when he realizes he forgot the euphemism. You can see it, the panic that sets in. He's like, "Oh no, I don't know the next line." I miss George Bush.
Both. Never thought I'd say that.
Right. Never thought we'd say those words. But yeah, I'm all in on Pokemon and will get Dragon Quest. I own all the other Dragon Quest games. I didn't play 3 a lot. Like the old turn-based games aren't my thing. I have them probably more for collector's sake than playing them, but I will get it and try it out.
Okay.
So what are you thinking? Do you think Metroid Prime? Where would you put any of those games? Let's start here. Do you think any of those games get delayed out of the year?
Silk Song.
That's a good guess. Although Xbox said it's coming out this year. Remember, they said that.
Yeah,
they also said that 4 years ago.
See a lot of things. So I think what I can see getting delayed. I think Metroid Prime comes this year. I think it comes in November.
Okay.
Hyrule Warriors, I probably can see getting delayed out this year. And
do you think they'll do like a? They've done this in the past. It's usually, I think it's usually been with Pokemon. Do you think they'll double down on a month? Do you think like November we'll get Metroid and Age of Imprisonment, or Metroid and Kirby?
They could. I could see Metroid and Kirby.
So could I. And Age of Imprisonment, to me, if I had to guess, I would say it's either in September, which I don't think it is. I think it's that winter game that they put like in December, January.
Yeah.
They've been doing that a lot with kind of like a B series title. They kind of throw it in that time frame.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm thinking that game might show up.
Elden Ring is interesting. But they kind of can drop that.
Still not dated.
Still not dated. They kind of can drop that almost anywhere and it'll probably do good. Because people love that game. I would say October. Like, here's Elden Ring. Just drop it there.
I could see that being November as well.
Yeah.
Or early. Yeah, they've got dates to announce. And I imagine with third parties, there's probably more ports and stuff that need to be announced as well.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be the prime shopping window. So I think more games will start to enter that October, November, December mix.
Marvel Cosmic, I hope comes sooner the better. But then again, those games are always kind of funny because they show them, they're like, oh, this game's coming out soon. Then soon becomes next year or like a long time away. So hopefully it comes sooner than later.
XBS says, I hear some are predicting Age of Imprisonment early next year because Nintendo is just saying this winter rather than winter 2025. Could be.
That's what I was thinking.
We've seen them
like
do that
January.
Before. Yeah, January. Yep. They've had a few of those in there. Okay. Well, let's get into the fun topic. So this week's episode is titled ScreenGate because that's the story of the week. So last week on the show, we were told that Digital Foundry released a 2-hour review for Switch 2. And I was like, definitely not watching all that. Well, then after came all the reporting, and then they clipped it out and stuff. And the big topic since then has been the screen. They have thoroughly criticized the screen, most notably the Switch 2's display and its slow response times, industry-leading slow response times. So for anyone out there that didn't catch a wind of this, that's awesome for you. Happy for you. But if you did not know, the response time on a panel refers to the speed a pixel can change colors. So there's lots of different tests for this. There's the black-white test, the gray-gray test. There's lots of different color combinations. And generally speaking, depending on variations of those tests, you'll get different times. I think the industry standard is like the gray to gray test, which is what I was using when I was looking to this and pulling. But essentially, the long end of it is this: when a screen is slow to change colors of a pixel, generally between frames as pictures are being displayed and switched, a frame can like hold on to the pixel color that it had before, like in the momentary change. So this is a big, fancy, scientific way of describing what we in gaming have always called ghosting.
Yes.
That's what happens. You get ghosting, kind of like a little trail, just like your 90s mouse trail on your desktop, for anybody that remembers that. You get a little trail on your screen. Ghosting. So the Switch 2 screen response time measures in at 33.3 milliseconds. That's industry leading low. So like the ROG Ally is 10.5. The Switch 1 was 21.3, so it was slower than the Switch 1 screen. They're pretty mad. Like, this came out, John, especially at Digital Foundry, was like kind of leading the way. I've got some quotes. I'll go ahead and read these now. He says, the Switch 2 LCD has blurring characteristics that are easily worse than the 2017 Switch's display. Side by side with Switch OLED, the key problems in Nintendo's choice for the Switch 2 come into sharp focus. It's simply nowhere near as good. It's one of the slowest LCDs I've ever seen. He went on to say that it makes it really hard to play 2D games and that it strains his eyes or hurts his eyes to play those games. He specifically threw out Sonic. Yeah. So, and it's the blur will increase with FPS. So if you're playing games at 120 FPS, like the blur will get worse than at 30. And there's lots of scientific captures here that we're going to get into. So that was kind of the news, like the story, the news about it. Then it hits socials. People start clipping and people start, replying to each other. It hits Reddit. John himself has been kind of like on a warpath where everybody that like says something else, like he's like quote tweeting them or replying to them or they're replying to him and he's like arguing about it. So all of those comments are leading to more and more blog posts about it. So this has just been kind of the story all week. I got a lot to say, more to say, but I'm going to take a pause after I just read the news. Like, did you see this? What did you think of this?
Yes, I saw this. You want me to be honest? You want me to give the PC answer?
Tell me what you think.
This is some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, no one cared or noticed this until he said it. And yes, I'm not faulting John because this is what Digital Foundry does. This is their
Correct.
thing. This is how they make their bread and butter. But now for everybody making it seem like the Switch is now fucking broken, this is just garbage now because of this thing, shut the fuck up. Nobody cared before they knew this. I'm quite sure nobody would even notice it until it was pointed out.
Yeah. So that's really what's at fault here. I don't think I've ever seen a greater contrast between like scientifically proven observation and real world experience. This is like flat earth theory. Somebody's like the earth is flat. It's like, well, we can see that it's not. Like it's almost like to that level because I don't fault Digital Foundry, like you said, they're doing what they do. I do have some issues with I think there's like maybe perhaps my speculation, perhaps there's some exaggeration going on here.
Maybe.
And the reason that I'm saying that is to demonstrate this ghosting effect, they're using like 240 hertz cameras that are capturing the video like 240 frames per second, and then they are slowing that video down to 11% speed to show you the frame. So when I see someone have to do that, when I see a test that has to go so far to bend time to prove to you that it's happening, when you say something like, "Oh, I can't play this, it hurts my eyes," I kind of call bullshit. Like, I'm like, I don't think
that's
your
why
eyes
when
can
you
see
said that, I literally rolled my eyes like, get the fuck out of here.
Like I need like I want to talk to like an optometrist. Like, can we get an expert to weigh in on the matter here? I was like, because especially it's like, dude, you wear glasses though. Like those eyes aren't that good to begin with. And I think maybe that cynicism is just selfishly, like me trying to apply my own perspective to this, because I think it's been well documented here that I feel like I'm generally pretty sensitive to like FPS displays. Like I've talked about it for a long time. I feel like that's pretty well. I think everyone that listens to our show is like, yeah, Donnie, he's got that. I didn't notice this at all. And even after they told us, I went and played a bunch of 2D side-scrolling games trying to notice it, focusing exactly where to focus. And like, I kind of see it. Like I kind of do. I'm like, okay, that's it. Does it impact the game? No, not at all. Like absolutely not. And that's kind of the funny thing, because their video is like, the Switch 2's display is bad. And it's like, okay, well, Digital Foundry told us what to think, so now we all have to think that. And it's like, okay, but what's more important? A camera test to show you that the Switch 2's display has slow response times, or the hundreds to thousands of videos that were made by everyone that got a Switch 2 before that, or played it at the hands-on experience, and they all almost unanimously said the display was great.
Yes.
It's like, so you just to throw all of that out because Digital Foundry with a high refresh camera got it and proved to you that the response times were slow. It's like, yeah, but everyone that actually is playing the panel realizes that it's like, yeah, but it's not. Or it's not that it's not, it's that it doesn't matter. It's imperceptible. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It's the Stephen A. Smith meme. We don't care. It doesn't matter.
Well, they care. That's why all the hullabaloo about this week. I mean, people care. People care both sides. People that want to hate it are hating it. People that like it are upset that people are hating it. So
it's insignificant though. Like I said, nobody would notice it until this moment. Nobody was saying anything. Matter of fact, the screen was getting praised.
It was getting
happened.
Praised. Everybody was
Before
like, "It's
this
not
happened,
an OLED, but it's really good." And now it's trash.
Yes, it went from getting praised to be like, "Oh, it's trash. It's the worst." Like, what are you talking about?
I would also give some criticism there, because in their video, they're really focusing on just this aspect of the screen. And they talk about like it's worse than the 2017 Switch screen. It's worse than this screen. It's almost as bad as the PSP screen. And then like they go online, and I think Garrett posted a tweet where he was like, "Oh no, like the screen is better in every other way than the Switch 1 screen." It's like, okay, let's say that. Like make that more clear, because there are headlines and blog posts being written about how the Switch 2's display is worse than the Switch 1 screen. And it's like, no, it has better image quality, it's better color accuracy, it's a higher refresh rate. Like it's a better screen. It just happens to have slower response time.
Yes, and I think when you leave out all those other factors, it's a little
100%.
misleading.
It is a little misleading. Exactly.
Like, yeah, okay, this one thing isn't on par, but all these other things being on par
Make it better.
makes that one thing on par, if you get what I'm saying.
Correct. John, I had to put this in here just for giggles. In replying to somebody on Blue Sky who was trying to find the blur, he told him that he wasn't playing Sonic Mania correctly. He said, "All right, boot up Sonic Mania." He goes, "Boot up Sonic Mania," and he goes, "Now focus on the static object in the background. Stare at the object in the background as you play Sonic Mania." It's like, dude, nobody plays Sonic like that. That's what I'm talking. Like that feels like, again, it's just at odds with itself. I feel like to go so far to prove their point here, they've completely missed the point, because it's really hard to tell somebody, hey, that display on that thing you got sucks, and then you pick it up and play it, and you're like, but it's good though. Like, that's at odds with itself.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me it sucks when I can play it and observe that it doesn't suck. And I don't care how many tests you can prove to me that it sucks. Like, I'm playing it. It doesn't suck. It's fine.
Yeah. Works good.
Anybody that's played it, like, again, if you have to pull out your iPhone camera and high refresh rate capture video and then slow that video down to 10% to prove to me that it's bad, I'm just not going to pay much. I'm not going to listen to a whole lot of that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a little too much.
it is. You've missed the point. You've lost the plot,
Yeah.
as Sean would say. So, if you're out there, I do think there's people out there that are like clamoring for negative Switch 2 things to talk about. So this was definitely, they got their wish this week. Everybody's talking about making videos about it. So I did take into account for all the tech stuff that we've like followed and discussed over the years. When this news was all breaking and everybody was losing their minds about it, the first thing I thought to myself was, why haven't I ever heard like response times before? Like, I know what response time is, but I've never really heard anybody testing it before. And I went and tried to look it up, and I was right. In Digital Foundry's previous handheld reviews for, I believe, the Portal, the Ally X, and the Steam Deck, they did not test response times.
Huh.
I'll add this to Delvin. For somebody that's telling people I can't play this because the response times strains my eyes, you might be interested to know that the Steam Deck's response time is just a hair of a millisecond faster than the Switch 2's.
Huh. Really interesting.
That's pretty damning, isn't it? Because at least one person in this matter really likes the Steam Deck. Talks about how great it is.
A lot.
Playing it a lot. Never seemed to have an issue with it there. But suddenly the Switch 2 comes to town. Oh, now I can't play it. Like, it's unplayable. Yeah. So also the iPad has comically slow response time. It's worse than the Switch 2's. So that's the other thing. People are like, the Switch 2, like one of the tests that's going around, Garrett shared it. He's not the only one. I think Digital Foundry did as well. One of the tech reviewers that does refresh rates, he compared the Switch 2's, but he only compared it against monitors, like actual PC gaming monitors, not other handhelds. You start comparing to other handhelds, it's not nearly like the worst response time in the world. It's not good. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not holding water for Nintendo. It's a slow screen. I'm just telling you, anybody that's played it you can't notice it or you don't care.
Yeah. It's
For
not
the
noticeable.
masses. It really isn't. That's all I'm saying. If it was bad, I tell you. Said the person who kept telling you back in 2017 the Switch 1 screen was bad. I went on and on about that forever. And there are people that just want it to be OLED, and I can't fix that. I don't think you're ever going to change their minds.
And that's coming eventually.
Keep waiting. Yeah, keep waiting for the OLED. That was the other thing, is people are like, the Steam Deck OLEDs. I was like, yeah, but that wasn't the first one. That's the revision. You haven't allowed Nintendo a revision. Like,
and the Steam Deck screen is not great.
So
I like it, but it's not amazing.
I thought that was interesting. Just pointing out some of maybe those juxtapositions. They do suggest that perhaps a firmware update could fix this problem by enabling a feature called overdrive on the panel, which essentially would like overclock the panel, but it would use more battery. And that's probably the reason why the response time is the way that it is Nintendo is trying to conserve battery. And I bet that matters a lot more to Nintendo than your perceived frame of ghosting in Super Mario World. Honestly,
I agree.
Like, if you had just told me that like motion blur was on and like you couldn't turn it off, like it'd be the same thing. Like, it's really, really hard to tell. So, yeah. Anyway, maybe the firmware update will come out, and this will solve this problem for those people that have such expertly trained eyes that are better than the rest of us.
Do you think this is something that gets back to Nintendo? Like, we need to fix this.
That's a really good question because it's clear. It's clear that like I think people are unsatisfied with the Switch 2 and looking for reasons to voice that.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna keep it 100. That was my take on this situation. I think I don't want to say they're looking for something. I think they found something and they were like, aha, and then they've really just doubled down on that. Again, not talking about the things the screen's good at, just talking about the things the screen is bad at. Honestly, Delvin, here's my read on the situation. If this system launched with Donkey Kong, nobody would care. Nobody would be talking about this at all.
Yeah.
If they were playing Donkey Kong or Metroid Prime, if they were playing something right now instead, I don't think this would be a thing.
Yeah. Well, they got a couple days.
That's my read. My read is also that once Donkey Kong comes out, I don't think anybody talks about this. I don't think we're going to hear about the response time during Donkey Kong. I think people are just going to really enjoy playing Donkey Kong, get lost in it, and play Donkey Kong.
Yes.
I think that's the issue.
Unless Donkey Kong's bad, which I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's it. I think people are just. I think maybe Mario Kart didn't hit for them the way they wanted, and now they're parsing hairs instead of playing, other games.
Yeah.
So once games show up, I think this all goes away. And honestly, these people that you're seeing online, I would say these influencers, these personalities that are making proclamations about what they will and won't do on Switch 2, just wait for Metroid and Donkey Kong come out. I guarantee you they're all playing it, and they'll all be making content about that as well.
Yep.
I think that's maybe kind of what's really happening here. It's good content.
Yeah.
So, from one shit story to the next. So Dbrand has that Switch that we talked about last week. I kind of mentioned like, hey, there's some videos popping up on Reddit. It's detaching the Joy-Cons, and I brought that up specifically because we have several Discord members that either bought that case or wanted to buy that case.
Yes.
So in response to this, Dbrand has come out. So first, Dbrand responded on Reddit with a whole article claiming nobody holds their Switch 2 like this. And that if you're doing it in your videos, you're actively trying to make it happen. Have you ever held your Switch 2 with one hand?
No.
Because I do it all the time.
To be fair, I barely play it undocked. That's why,
I hold my Switch with one hand all the time. If I'm reaching for a drink, I hold it in one hand by the Joy-Con and grab the drink.
Yeah.
If I want to look at my phone, I grab my phone. I one hand a Joy-Con constantly. So I thought this rebuttal that they had, I shared it in our Discord when it happened. I was like, dude, this is crazy. They were like, you're holding it wrong. I'm like, bitch.
That is the wrong response.
That is the wrong response. So that caused a firestorm. People were super mad. You give it a couple of days later, and then here's Dbrand's PR. Dbrand has admitted its initial response to Joy-Con detachments surrounding its new Kill Switch product was, quote, spectacularly terrible. And then I pulled this extra quote. As easy it is to boil our original post down to you're holding it wrong, what we're sober to now is the point that you should be allowed to hold it however the fuck you want without detachment occurring. We get it. Please continue dunking on us for the next 6 to 8 months for reincarnating Steve Jobs. That's pretty funny. So yeah, they came out and said nobody does that. Everyone got mad, and now they were like, we done fucked up, Ron.
Yeah.
So here's what they're doing on their next batch, which I think is July. They are like thinning out that piece of plastic that fills the gap that makes the Joy-Con do that. They think it'll help, but they admitted to saying we don't know yet. Like, we haven't tested it, so we've got to test it first. They've committed to, if you already have bought that case, you're getting free Joy-Cons. Like, contact them. They will send you replacement fits for your Joy-Con. So if you've got it, I don't care if you've got it and you love it, and you've got it and you hate it, get the replacements.
Yes.
Then what they've also said is, based on the findings of those tests, they may look at a complete redesign of the entire product. So they may go back to the drawing board and go, what we're doing here is not going to work. Now let's go try and figure out a different way.
Yeah.
So there might be a Kill Switch 2.0 coming at some point.
Let me ask you this. Do you think this is a case of them just trying to rush it out
Yes.
and not like doing their due diligence?
That's exactly what we saw with Satisfy.
Yeah.
I mean, not exactly. It's the opposite, right? One of them is like, we got to be first because people are going to buy it. And they're right.
Correct.
People are going to buy it. I think Satisfy is going, no. We want to be the best.
Yes.
So wait. Like, give us time. Give us to July. Give us to August. Like, we'll get them as soon as we can, but we want it to be good. And that's exactly what I think has happened. 100%.
Yeah. And in a case with D-Brand, D-Brand always is in some type of controversy. They rub people the wrong way and stuff like that. This is a bad look. This is a really bad look.
It's really bad customer service for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked. I was shocked when they were like, you're doing it wrong. I was like, that is expert level terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
terrible. Like, whoever wrote that probably should have a talk.
Don't ever do that. Yeah, no, don't
That's
ever
not
do
what
that.
you do. Yeah.
So, and you could tell it cost them because they came back real quick being like, nope, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, I think they think it's funny. I think they think it endears themselves, to the customer. I know Rebecca, she's not a fan of that. It's not really my thing either. I think Dev, he likes them. I think he likes that about them,
Yeah, because they seem down to earth.
Yeah, it's just kind of not, it's informal.
Yes.
None of that. The customer's always right everything.
Yeah, but the thing about it is when you fucking up people's stuff with their money, they don't want to hear that informal shit. They want you to fix
it just goes too far, especially when the evidence was there. I'm not sure if you saw any of those videos. I shared a Reddit thread. There's 12 videos, of different people. It's real easy. It doesn't take much to, even if you really like the product, you just pick up a Switch with a Joy-Con and it comes off. It detaches. That's a flaw.
That's a big flaw.
That's a design flaw. That's not good. So, yeah, stay tuned. Strikers hits GameCube July 3rd.
Ooh.
Yeah, people are pretty hyped for that one. I bet Sean somewhere is really ecstatic. I'm excited to see people play Strikers.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I don't think I've ever tried the GameCube version.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I ever tried it.
Oh, Strikers is great. I mean, it's super fun. Yeah. You're gonna love it. Great game.
Yeah.
We already talked about there's a summer sale on the eShop right now. Everything
Go
is
buy
kind of
some
on
stuff.
sale.
It's
Go
a
buy
lot
some
of stuff out there.
Mm-hmm. Little Nightmares 3 drops October 10th.
That is a franchise people tell me I would love, but I have not played yet. Games look cool.
I've tried it on a couple occasions, and I just don't get into it as much as I thought I would.
Okay.
I really like Inside, Limbo, Ori, and the people, they always look to those games and you like this one too, and I never get into it.
Yeah, this Little Night was supposed to be a darker version of those games, which is
correct.
Crazy to think about because those games are dark.
Yep. Yoshi's Story from N64 has been added to Nintendo Music.
Ooh. Do I remember the Yoshi's Story music?
That was one of the games I played trying to find this motion blur. I'm out here with damn magnifying glass. Show me.
Where's the blur?
Gex Trilogy has been patched and re-uploaded to the eShop so you can buy Gex again.
It's been regexed.
Regexed. That's good. Yoshida, the Final Fantasy producer, teased the Switch 2 port of Final Fantasy 16. Apparently he was on the stream and they were asking about it and he said just Nintendo left. So they've brought the game to Xbox, they brought it to PlayStation, PC, and he said just Nintendo left to do. So
I haven't played that one yet.
That's the one everyone tells me to play. We have several members of Discord. They're like, Donnie, play 16 and you'll like Final Fantasy.
Well, you'll like Final Fantasy 16. I don't know about the rest of them.
So maybe Switch 2 is where that happens.
Huh?
I have it on PC. It's in our family plan. I can play it at any moment. I just didn't. But I feel like maybe for at least a little while, that's probably how it's going to be. If you want me to play your game, it's going to be need to be on Switch.
Yeah.
I'm already, Delvin, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if I'm going to buy Metal Gear day one. Because I kind of want to play it on Switch. And I feel like it will come to Switch. If I just wait. That game is definitely going to come to Switch.
Well, you can play the original ones on Switch.
I'm probably going to get it anyway. Because I do want to play the remake. It's just, man, I really wish it. It and The Beast. I wish they were both on Switch.
That'd be great.
So, we'll see. Fast Fusion has added Pure Mode to the game. It removes the upscaling and instead plays Fast Fusion at a native 1440p docked and 1080 in handheld. So if you want to get rid of the upscaling and you just want that game to raw dog it, you can play on Pure Mode.
Huh. Might be fun.
Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, and Nintendo Switch 2 copies are the highest rated games of the year so far for Metacritic.
And yet, people are not talking about those games.
I saw a little bit more start to come out. Like this article, and then other people starting to see a little bit more about it, but still, it doesn't feel like other remakes. We've got a rumor. This comes from Woodhawker, also known as Beat 'em Ups on YouTube. He's a YouTube
Great
channel,
name.
Nintendo channel. He says a Nintendo Direct is coming. He brings up some GameCube drops as well as some third-party ports. I didn't write those down because, one, I have no idea. I know who Wood is. I don't know what his track record is rumors-wise. So I didn't want people to get too optimistic off this. Also, if he is right, which he could be, maybe he has some access, some marketing stuff, I didn't want to spoil it for anybody. So I didn't write those games down.
Okay,
But
that's great.
But he's saying a Direct is coming soon. We will see. I do think a Direct needs to happen. I don't want to say soon, like it's not urgent, but the next month or so. Like I imagine they've got games and stuff that need dates.
July would be a good time
Yeah,
for
like I wouldn't wait, for September to do that. So you'd think July or August they probably have something soon.
Yada, what you got against Woodhawker? It's a great name.
And then I wanted to shout out Rick. Rick let us
Rick!
know after last week's episode where I said that there is no physical copy of everybody's Hot Shots Golf. He corrected me. There is one in the UK. So Japan's getting a physical copy, and apparently so is Europe. But for whatever reason, North America, we are not getting a printed copy that I've seen yet.
You could probably get the Europe one then. That'll work perfectly for you.
I saw it. I actually, because of his tweet, I did go to Amazon UK, and I couldn't pre-order. It wasn't available yet.
Okay.
Also, the Peggy version, it has this giant diamond on the front of the thing. It's huge, like this huge icon on the. And I was like, I don't want that on. I was like, I don't want that on my box.
Peggy 12.
Right. I was like, nah, I'm gonna stick with my Play Asia version.
Okay.
So, but yeah, thanks for the correction. I appreciate that. I definitely do not bat 100. So if I ever get something wrong, let me know, please.
Yeah, let us know.
And if you're in Europe, as Rick suggests, we have a European listening audience. Make sure you order Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. Everybody get
There
it.
you go.
That's
It's crazy that we have European listeners.
No, we always have. That doesn't. I mean, BMox, Shiv, we have them in the Discord.
Oh, B-Mox is the kid.
I'm not exactly sure when we started, gathering listeners across the pond, but there is a group of Nintendo folks out there, and they do enjoy themselves some Shaq every now and again. So
It's good.
I welcome them to the party.
Yeah, we appreciate you, all except B-Mox.
It helped a lot during the Xbox trials over there, because I was like, BMox, who the hell are these people? Help me understand this. So that was nice. We have a foreign correspondent on the ground.
Yes.
G-Man points out in the chat, we'd also have a Pokemon Presents on the 22nd. That is correct.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you should get another look at Za.
Maybe I'll watch this one and make an opinion on it based off of that one.
I'm
This
all
is
in
the one to
after
prove it to me.
I played Pokemon, or I watched Jack play Pokemon Scarlet, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get the new Pokemon game.
It runs now.
It does. It really does. It looked great.
Okay.
So I'm definitely, and plus it has an active battle system. I got to see that, man. I want more of that in the world. So I'm going to be there for it.
Okay. All right.
That's the
Want to
news.
get to these questions?
Let's do it.
All right. Here are the Shaq questions direct from you. Our first one is from Jim. Great name. Hello. I've only been listening for a month or so. I just want to let you know that I enjoy the podcast a lot. I don't have money for a Switch 2, but love hearing you talk about it. Thanks. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, glad to get new listeners in. Glad you're listening and kind of getting our feedback on Switch 2. So when you do get the money to get a Switch 2, you can get in and join the conversation.
Yeah, take your time. No rush. We've got plenty of games to come still. I'd refrain,
Plenty of time, too.
Perhaps don't buy used unless you have a good, solid return policy. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that.
All right, so the folks that are using like the MIG switch and stuff, their consoles are getting banned. And apparently one person has already bought one used, and it was banned.
Oh,
so keep that in mind. If you're buying something used, you want to see it be able to connect to the eShop and stuff before you purchase it. Or, like I said, have a guaranteed return policy. Otherwise, don't buy used.
Oh, that's interesting because I imagine because when you trade in your console, that get Donnie gone? It's just me. What happened? Can everybody see me? Well, I guess it's just me for now. What I was going to say was, okay, Donnie's gone. It's just,
Dude, did the
what
stream
happened?
did the stream stay up?
Yeah, it was up still. You just
Are we
left.
still live? It was just me.
Yeah,
I just got logged out. I
just got logged out.
I
It
didn't
was
do
just me.
anything. The screen just log into Streamlabs. I was like, what?
that was weird.
It was super weird.
Yeah, the stream was still going. I was confused as fuck. What happened? I thought I was gone. Like, no. But what I was saying was, it's interesting because when you trade in your Switch console at GameStop, they don't check to see if it goes on the eShop.
No, they don't. I bet they start.
Yeah, they're going to have to start now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a problem.
With GameStop, though, they'll probably send them back to Nintendo and be reflashed anyway, so it may not matter.
Okay.
The problem is that you can't get on, like, you can't factory reset a banned console on your own. It's got to go to Nintendo first. So, just keep that in mind, Jim. And thanks for listening, man. Maybe, perhaps, I'd tell you to think about joining the Discord. Come hang out with us and make fun of Garrett together.
It's a fun time.
We can tease these deckies. They're all in their feels.
It's a real fun time on to Discord. Highly recommend checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our next question from Hobie1K. He says, how are you liking the Nintendo Music app? Are there any games you are looking forward to having added to the app? I'm personally hoping for Xenoblade Music to be added soon. I have not used the app yet.
Neither have I. I've never downloaded the app. This was my thing when it was announced. Like, I don't think I'll ever use that app. If I ever want to listen to Nintendo music, I just open a tab of YouTube and I type in I play the music.
I'm the same. I do the same thing. I just pull up my phone, type in Contra, or type in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out music, and that's what I'm doing.
I never needed Nintendo music to do that. I also, like I think we discussed this. Like I have had YouTube Premium for a decade or more. So I've never watched I don't see ads when I do that or anything like that. None of that ever bothers me. So
I don't even know what's on Nintendo Music.
There's a lot of stuff. They've added a bunch of songs and games. It's just music.
Is Punch-Out on there?
I don't know. I mean, it's a bunch. Like they've added stuff. Like every week they've added stuff. So I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff up there.
Because if Punch-Out's not on there, that's the one I'd probably pick. Like Punch-Out. Put Punch-Out on there. I love Punch-Out. Punch-Out. Yeah. I love Contra. I love Ninja Gaiden. Like all the 8-bit classics. Those songs were great. Mega Man, of course.
If I was going to listen to that, I think I would want to listen to like remixes or retakes of that, not the actual original songs.
Oh, okay. Mega Ran used to be really good at that. I think he still does it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of folks out there that do like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there you go, G-Man. Yeah, Punch-Out. That's what I want then. I love Punch-Out.
Nice.
Our next question is from Super Meta Boy. Question for Shaq. It's been a long road of rumors, leaks, and speculation to get to this point. But now, you each have a Switch 2 in your hands. The question is, are you happy?
Absolutely.
Look here, Super Meta Boy. I'm never happy.
No, I am. I'm through the roof here, Metaboy. I've said it when we got it. I'm going to say it again. The Switch is better than I thought it was going to be. It is.
I agree.
I didn't think the Switch 2 was going to be this good. I was expecting less of a leap forward.
Yeah, I love it. I'm happy with my Switch 2, but am I happy now? No. Switch 2 is great.
I legit was thinking that a Switch 2 wouldn't do 4K. I was just like,
we've had that conversation on the show about this.
And I didn't think it needed to. But the fact that it is, and it's doing it so well, Breath of the Wild is such a staple for me. To see that game play like that, look like that, oh, I'm over the moon.
Yeah, it's great.
It's everything I could have hoped for.
I think
unlike the people that are mad about the screen, I got the screen that I wanted. VRR is awesome. And I didn't put this in there. They talked about how VRR implementation is bad, and they said HDR apparently isn't very good either. Well, guess what? I'm playing the most vibrant, colorful Breath of the Wild I've ever played, where it's super smooth. So
looks good to me.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's definitely I wouldn't use the word like this because I know it's not the intent, but it feels like gaslighting. You're like, oh, it sucks, and you're playing it, and you're like, does it? Am I just going to think it sucks because you I realize you're I can prove it objectively sucks. I'm like, yeah, but objectively I'm having a good time with it though.
Yeah.
That's
sometimes
weird.
I just have to not pay attention to those things. Whatever. It's what you think. That's what you think. But I'm still enjoying my time with it.
100%. Yeah,
great.
and I think I said this on PSVG. I mean, I listen to their podcasts. I like Digital Foundry. I like what they're doing. I like what they do. And this one, I feel like they work themselves into a shoot. Especially John. It's he's so badly wants to show you this issue with it and tell you that it's a problem. Also, I think there's some of this maybe as a part of it. He can't tell you that he doesn't notice it, because then that would call into question the whole point of the channel and the whole point of his expert opinion. But he can't with us, it's I played it and it's not bothering me. He can't say that, because if he says that, it questions everything else that he says that he's seen or doesn't see, right?
It does, but at the same time, I look at if you say I don't really notice it, it's a fair thing. I just don't notice it.
Right. But if you're an expert opinion and, it's valued, your eyes, your ability to perceive these things is considered expert analysis, you then can't come back and be like, oh, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. But he's blind.
So it feels to me, it feels like he's kind of worked himself into a shoot here.
Yeah.
And in his thing now is that he's if I make enough noise about it, Nintendo will change this. I'm fighting for good, even if you guys can't save it.
He's fighting a cause that we don't care about.
So if they do change it, if they do enable overdrive, he's going to be see, I told you I was right all along. There's that part of it as well.
Now we only have 30 minutes battery life. Thanks, John. Great job.
I wonder what the difference in battery life for something like that would be. I can't imagine it would be a lot, but maybe I just have no idea what it's about.
Yeah.
But I honestly, again, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It
They'll
really
probably
doesn't.
fix it. They'll probably patch it out.
There are issues with either hardware or games where things matter. I think frame pacing is a major one. If your game is mind's eye and it's fluctuating across the spectrum, it feels like shit to play.
Yeah.
And that's perceivable. For this one, it does feel like perception is reality. It's no, I understand that you have a test that can prove to me that this is a problem, but my reality is from my experience of playing it, and it doesn't show up.
Yeah. All right. Our next question from Fama Jeff. Do you think Mario Kart World could get updates as other games release? Kind of like Smash with new challenges as Xenoblade 2 or Breath of the Wild, Donkey Kong, Drag Drive, Kirby, Hyrule Warriors could all have cards, stickers, tracks, etc., etc. So do you think, we talked about this earlier, do you think Mario Kart World can get updates and add new characters, new worlds and stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds right. You look at a Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8 got the expansion pack and booster courses. So I do think Mario Kart is a servicey type game and Nintendo wants to serve like a generation, but we don't really have any proof of like crossovers or anything like that yet. Donkey Kong would make sense. Like that probably would be the first one to make some sense.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Like I think they recently talked about how like why they didn't include like Isabelle and the Splatoon kids and stuff again. Like they said they didn't need it. So I don't know.
I think they should start adding some of that stuff in, but not now. Like further down the line, like, hey, here's a year 2 update of Mario Kart with these characters and these new courses. If you want to charge for it, charge for it.
Yeah, I'm just not expecting it. I'm not expecting.
I don't expect it, but
updates per game.
Yeah, maybe one good expansion pass that you can pay $50 for, and here you go. Here's a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yarn says Donkey Kong and Pauline better get more costumes and Bonanza releases. Costumes, I guess, would make maybe some sense.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, but I think we're a ways off before we get brand new tracks and stuff.
Yeah. I would think.
Stickers are stickers. I think they can throw any of that stuff in there whenever they want.
Yeah. All right. Our next question from Cody. Maybe Cody Rhodes. I don't know. Who is the best Yoshi? I love Red Yoshi.
Who is best Yoshi?
I like the classic Yoshi.
Green Yoshi?
Green. Yeah. That's my guy. He's the one from the cartoon, so that's who I rock with.
Yeah, I'm more into the classic Yoshi than anything else, too. I like the yellow Yoshi.
Yellow Yoshi's cool.
Yep.
Red Yoshi's pretty cool, too. I like Red Yoshi, but gun to my head, I'm picking classic Yoshi. That's my guy.
Yeah, same.
That's the one who's in the box. That's the one I know. That's what the game's telling me to play with.
John 32 says Black Yoshi.
Respect it, John 32.
And then G-Man says Dark Blue. I was going to tell you that I think Blue Yoshi's worse Yoshi. That just seems very off to me. Every time I've seen Blue Yoshi, I'm like, ugh.
That does look a little off.
Right? It's like, oh, what is going on over here? I've never liked Blue Yoshi.
That is a little off. Like, oh, what's going on here? Black Yoshi. I like it. Let's go, baby. Next question from Greg. Maybe Greg Miller. I don't know. Which Switch Nintendo leans heavily on a stream of Wii U ports to fill gaps in the release calendar for years. Do you think we'll see less games or longer droughts on Switch 2, or do you think Nintendo will make more original games?
That's a good point.
I think there's a reason why we're getting these. Now it's on Switch 2. Like, the original game was on Switch. We've up-res it for Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think that will be the new version of it.
Yeah, but they're not selling that, though. It's not
they're
like Mario Kart.
They're selling upgrade packs for some of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Upgrade packs for some of them. I think we'll probably get more games that were originally supposed to be on Switch that couldn't run on Switch, probably remade and put on Switch 2. Like all the games that we thought we were gonna get that we never got, we'll probably get on Switch 2. What's a good one? I'm trying to think of like stuff like Outlaws is a good example. Stuff like Outlaws that we get on Switch 2 now. Probably like an Assassin's Creed game. A lot of ports of.
But like that Marvel Overwatch game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I do expect ports. I think I was talking about the other day, there's like Flintlock and there's like several of these like RPGs like Atomfall. Yes. Things like that have come out over the years. Like I think those games will start to show up. Kenna. I think all those games will come over. I said Death Stranding. I think Stellar Blade. I think stuff like that we're going to see a lot of. So I do think some of it, Resident Evil. So, Greg, I think some of it can be filled in by third party. I think your point is astute. We did for a long time, the Switch leaned on Wii U games. The difference being, because those games weren't sold or enjoyed by a lot of people, even though they did come out before, for many millions of people, those were brand new games.
Yep.
So that's why they leaned on those so hard. Is because they could get away with it. That is gone now, but I don't think that means that we'll have longer game droughts, because what I think will happen, I think what we're already seeing happen, is I think they still will continue to pull back from that back catalog. There's a lot more to remake and remaster than just the Wii U games. I think we'll start getting remakes and remasters of Wii games, of DS games, of 3DS games.
GameCube games.
I look at the 3DS as like there's a whole bed of games there to pull from, to bring forward. Link Between Worlds, Fire Emblems, Kirby games, Mario games. I could see a lot of those games getting remasters and re-releases on Switch 2 over the years. And then, more original games. I think more original games is perhaps the answer, because you can't just go back to making, I don't think, sequels of the Switch 1 games. Like, we're going to have to need a new Mario Golf, a new Mario Tennis, a new Mario Party. Like, we're going to need all that stuff too. Yeah. So I think they're going to have to make new versions of that, just like Mario Kart World. We're going to have to get new versions of those games, those franchises.
Also, with Xbox being essentially third party now, you'll probably get a lot of those Xbox games on Switch.
Yeah, that's true.
That's gonna add to the lineup a lot.
Yep. Yeah. Good point.
All right. Our next question. This is the Donnie ass question from Jason. What do you think the difference in?
I looked this up.
Oh, you did? Oh, great. The difference in price per unit to publishers between using a regular 64 gigabyte card and a key card.
Yeah, I did. I was. It's a great question. So, Jason, thank you. Great question. When I saw the question come in, I immediately went to Reddit, because I was like, that's actually a really good question. I've never thought about it. I wonder if anybody has any info. And I did find some info. So, in 2017, an 8 gigabyte Switch card was roughly equivalent to a 50 gigabyte Blu-ray PlayStation 5 disc. Like, roughly. Not exactly the same, but roughly. There was not an estimate, like an exact, but they were essentially saying that the 50 gigabyte Blu-ray was costing Sony maybe like $2 to $2.50 each to press. And I think the 8 gigabyte Switch flash was like maybe like $5. Like they were like roughly the same. For The Witcher, it was reported that the 32 gigabyte cartridge on Switch 1 was 60% more expensive to make than the PlayStation 5 Blu-ray.
Wow.
So I think people were suggesting that that could have been as high as maybe $15, maybe a little higher. So if you think about like that for CD Projekt Red, where they really believe in physical game ownership, and they push like GOG and everything, like non-DRM games. When they released The Witcher for Switch 1, like they ate that cost. Now there's been a lot of speculation maybe Nintendo is also subsidizing that cost. Maybe they're waiving some of that cost for them. And I think that's probably true. But that's essentially why why we were seeing games that either weren't fully on the cartridge, like NBA 2K, like you could get the cartridge and play exhibition mode, but if you wanted to play the rest of the mode, you had to download the rest of the game. Essentially, kind of like we had game key cards like that on Switch 1. Like that's not all that different. It had some of the game on it, but to play the game, you still needed to download and install the game.
Just like the PS5.
Just like PS5. So all of that to say this, there was a report from Felipe, that's the PH Brazil Nintendo thing. His reporting is the only reporting I think that's actually given a cost. And he said that the Switch 2 64 gigabyte costs somewhere in the range of $16 to $20 each.
Woo!
To print. And that's because they're faster. It's not just storage, it's faster storage. So it's bigger storage and it's faster. And that would be a very good, at least that's a really important factor when thinking about Nintendo potentially raising the price of their games. Mario Kart World being $80. Other games being $70. If they are paying, because let's say that 16 to 20, let's say that has their cut factored in. So let's say that's costing Nintendo 12 or 14. Suddenly raising the price of games $10 makes sense.
Yes. Perfect sense.
So I think that's what we're looking at. I think the game key card is probably below. It's at or below Blu-ray disc prices, I would imagine. And then the actual physical cartridge is perhaps $15 more than that. So, yeah, that's why people are going to go to game key cards. I definitely think game key cards aren't going away.
No.
If anything, game key cards are going to become the standard.
I was going to say that same thing.
The only hope is that Nintendo is not doing it. They said they're not going to. I hope, and I do think Nintendo thinks that it's worth it. That if they have the game on the cartridge and they charge more, people will buy it.
Yeah.
I wish other developers would take that approach. Order less, charge more, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to take on that risk.
No.
So I think what we're going to get is we're going to get game key cards for a lot of games, and then I do think you're going to see places like Limited Run and VGP pop up where they will have limited runs of real physical versions of those games.
Which I'm fine with because that
And they'll
keeps
cost
those
more.
companies in business.
Yeah, it'll come later and it costs more.
Yeah.
Right? So you'll have to wait to play the game, and it'll probably be $80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not opposed to that either. Like, I think I might do that. So.
All right. Our next question from Magnum TK. Hey, Shaq. What are some indies you're looking forward to seeing a Switch 2 patch? Like new content or upgrade? Name at least 3. I got Rain on Your Parade, Wrestling Empire, Gravekeeper, Untitled Goose Game. Have a good day.
Nice.
I'm trying to think what patches I want to see. That's indie games on Switch.
I've got a bunch if you want me to go.
You go first.
So I haven't dabbled a bunch with indie games yet because I've been playing a lot of third-party games and Breath of the Wild. But in the testing that I've done, most of my games on Switch 1 back and pat run great. They run at the highest frame rate allowed, the highest texture allowed. That said, some of these games are limited because the Switch 1 game, the textures couldn't go above 1080 if they could even reach 1080, and a lot of them are capped at 30. So I immediately think of all of my favorite games. So I think of like Firewatch. That's a pretty soft game on Switch. Firewatch could use a texture bump.
That's a good one.
Edith Finch could use a texture bump. Life is Strange, Neva, Ori, Gree. They could all use resolution boosts. Death's Door was, I want to say, in Cult of the Lamb, they were both a little choppy on Switch 1. I'm sure they run great on Switch 2, but I would like upgrades for those. Stray, I think, could use a Switch boost. I think No More Heroes 3, I think, was capped at 30 on Switch. It could use a boost. So, yeah, like, I'm actually surprised that we haven't really heard from companies post-launch talking about patches. Like, I was kind of hoping that was going to be like a real popular thing. Everybody would be patching their old games. I'm wondering if it's just going to take more time as developers get dev kits, or if people are not looking backwards, they're just going to look forward. Because, like, I do want Grounded to get a patch. Minecraft Dungeons get a patch. Like, all the Bethesda games I would like to get patched, Doom and stuff. Yeah. But I don't know, like, do they have to pay the developers of those ports to patch them? I don't know how that works. If that's the case, they may not. Right? Like, they may not pay somebody to patch Wolfenstein because maybe Wolfenstein is done selling. I don't know what that looks like.
Trying to think of some good ones. Pentiment would be one. Pentiment probably would run good with a good patch. Braid. I like Braid a lot. What's another one I probably... You know what? Sonar Wild Hearts.
Yeah?
Let's see update patch for that one. I like that game a lot.
I do love that game.
And I love to play it on Switch. All right. Our final question from I Can't See. Question for the show. What case and what grip do you recommend? I can tell you which one we don't recommend. Switch 2. What did you get?
The kill switch. Hang on. Before I answer that, I want to. Hyrule Nate says the problem with game key cards is you lose the convenience of digital, and they don't provide the conservation play anytime aspect of physical. What's the point of getting one unless they get discounts over digital? I mean, yeah, like the only point would be that you prefer having something you can hold. Because I agree with you. The advantage of digital is so much better. Like, one, your load times would be faster. Something we talked about leading into the Switch 2 that I don't know if we ever confirmed or came back to, but you remember leading up to this, I kept pointing out like the cartridge read and write speed is a lot slower than the storage.
Yes.
Well, people have tested that, and yeah, your load times off cartridge, like the load times for Cyberpunk, are worse when you're playing the physical copy than when you're playing it downloaded digitally, because it's capped by the card, and that is kind of the case. And it's marginal, like we're talking about the difference of a second or two, but it's there. And Hyrule Nate's right. There really is no advantage. You're not building you're building a physical library, but you're not building like a digital library that perhaps can go with you to another console, right? If the Switch 3 comes out and it's discs, you're not going to be able to use your digital key cartridges, to pop into the new system, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it would just be discounts. You can trade it. You can trade and sell it. I think the biggest case to make for the digital key card right now is if you have a house with more than one Switch, it's just a lot easier than fucking around with, virtual game cards and linking systems and stuff to just hand somebody the cartridge and plug it in and play it.
Yeah.
I think that's the best pro for the key card at the moment.
I agree.
But yeah, back to I Can't See. So I have ordered grips and stuff. Have you? Are you just rocking with the Switch?
I'm just rocking with a naked Switch. Only thing I have is a portable bag, the carrying case. And I got that case off of Amazon for $13.99. I looked at the name of it. The brand name is Hey Stop. And you can look this up. It's $13.99. You probably get it overnight. It's called Carrying Case for Nintendo Switch 2. And it says all this other BS. But it's a Hey Stop brand. I like it because it's really slim. And all the ones I was seeing before were like bulky as hell. So it's like really slim. It fits the Switch. It fits the carts and stuff like that. You can put everything in there. And it's not so bulky. It was only $13.99.
Nice. Hang on, I'm going to pull up some stuff.
Maybe I'll drop this in the links.
That I can pull up on
in the Discord.
On screen here. See if I can do some sharing.
Okay.
Share. Screen. Window. Boom. All right. So what I've got up on screen right now is the Neo Grip. This is by Savage Raven, or what we used to call Skull and Company. Skull and Co. This is what I have now. So I've had this since launch. It's just a standard grip. It's got different size, like palm grips on the back, like big, small, and you can pop them on and off. And it's cheap. It doesn't cost a whole lot. I think it's $25. So, and it's readily available. So like if you're looking for something right away, that's the one that I would recommend just out of the gate. I also have bought these. So these are from Etsy, and these are 3D printed Joy-Con grip holders, if you can see.
Ooh.
Right? So they look like this. This is what the back will look like.
Look comfortable.
They really do, don't they?
Yeah.
And they have felt on the inside. That's like their big thing, is that they've got felt on the inside so nothing gets scratched. And this is what they look like kind of on the system.
Oh, they look pretty good on the system.
So I'm excited for these because the one thing that the Neo Grip doesn't do for me is it doesn't let me detach the Joy-Cons. So I like the Neo Grip because you can dock the system and pull the dock out. But if you ever want to pop the Joy-Cons off to use as a controller, you got to take the system out of the grip and then put it in the dock and then take the thing off.
That.
So this is the grip. You still get the ability to grip the system, but I could pop these Joy-Cons off in and out of the system. So I'm pretty excited for these. These arrive, and I bought these off Etsy. For anybody that's not listening, I bought these off Etsy. You can check out the YouTube video. You can kind of see what we're looking at here. I bought these off Etsy. I believe these will be here next week. So maybe by the time I talk next show, I can actually talk about these and have them.
Yeah, and you can show them on the show.
I also bought these. This is a similar kind of thing, except instead of just being like a grip that you slide into, these are like that grip that like wraps around the Joy-Con. So you can kind of see like it wraps around. It goes around the trigger and whatnot. And this is, I think, more of like that neoprene kind of silicone plastic, I think. These are more expensive.
They look nice.
They look nice, though. That's why I bought them. Like, this person, their whole Etsy store, this person makes a living making grips for handhelds. So we make Steam Deck grips, Ally grips, MSI grips, Portal grips. Like, that's what they do. So I bought these two. And these have not shipped yet. So I think I'm still a couple of weeks away from these.
Okay.
So I've got all of those. I also
have... Good price for them, too.
So let's see here. I also bought this. As you can see that it's on sale right now for $18.
$18.99.
This is the Skull and Company Savage Raven, what they call the stand grip is what this is. And the difference between this and the Neo grip is it's all one piece, right? Like it doesn't have like the back things that you can take off. This is just a plastic shell that you put the Switch 2 into. This looks, I think of all the things, this looks the most comfortable to me. But essentially this will be my travel case. Because what this is not showing is that this comes with, dang, I can't find a picture of it.
Does it fit inside the dock?
I don't think so. With this on, you have to take it out to dock it.
Okay.
Yep. But this comes with a faceplate. Like I bought one that has a faceplate that comes with it, and it covers the screen like a shell, kind of like the D-Brain case. Like a shell sits on top of the screen, so you can clip. See if I can find it. Right here.
Okay.
So that front plate can clip onto the grip, and that just becomes like your travel case. Now you can just take it and throw it in a bag. You don't need an additional case and a zip up thing and everything. You just put the clip-on faceplate on top of it and just rock with that. So that I bought to kind of be like, that's what I'll take with me to Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Like that'll become my travel case, is this grip plus the screen protector. So,
I like it.
Yeah, those are the accessories that I bought just to try out a bunch of different things. I'm hoping one of those Etsy purchases kind of becomes the Split Pad Pro that like I'm wanting. That's really what I want, is a Split Pad Pro or like a MOBA pads. I want like, better, more ergonomic Joy-Con. So I'm hoping those grips kind of do that until, I don't think controllers are showing up for like a year.
Yeah, at least.
I think it's going to be a while. I think if they do, I think they might be like Hori, where they're not like wireless. You can't use them on their own. Like you have to use them plugged in. So,
which is fine, but yeah, I kind of want the wireless.
Yeah, but like at that point, you might as well just get a grip.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited. I think the stand grip looks really comfortable. Like kind of like you, when I look at that, I'm like, that looks real nice.
It does. I like how it looks a lot.
I might use that more than anything else. The Neo grip case that I have now is fine. Like I said, I want more flexibility to turn those off and on. So I think once these other grips come in, I don't think I'll be using the standard Neo grip. If anybody wants it, I'll sell it to you at cost.
There you go.
But I think it'll go in the drawer with all the other things that I tried.
Perfect. All right, I think that's it for the questions. We made it.
Another showdown without Rebecca.
Yep.
Beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end. We will survive.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Deuces. Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?